Wake up, Zambia.
Good morning. Good morning.
A brand new morning experience is coming your way. Introducing the Power Breakfast, where the queens of breakfast serve up the hottest conversations, freshest hits, and everything you need to start your day right. Catch the Queens of Breakfast every weekday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Power FM and Dstv. And no, this isn't an April Fool's joke. It all begins April 1st. Power up your mornings with the Power Breakfast.
Power Breakfast.
For not making it exactly at 7:45. Normally, I'm a diplomat. Mm-hmm. I want to come to a station 10 minutes before so that I get acquainted with what is going on. But I failed to beat the traffic. My judgment was wrong. I thought it was not as far as I thought the place was. But thank God I am here.
Let me give you a solution. I think you should find an airstrip, get a chopper so that it's easy for you to just be going from one point to the other.
I'm in courtesy of Power FM, right?
Yeah. What do you mean, yes? Will you agree?
This is Voice of the People. We really want to hear from you. But first, it is very important that you must understand that the views that are expressed in this particular show are not those of Powerhouse Media Group or of Power FM. We want to hear from you. We want to hear you speak up. We want to hear what you have on your heart and on your mind. Welcome to Voice of the People.
Voice of the People is a dynamic and interactive radio phoning show that gives listeners a platform to voice their opinions on current affairs, social issues, and community concerns. With engaging discussions, expert insights, real-time audience participation. Voice of the People.
It is Voice of the People. You can be part of the conversation. You can also catch us on Dstv, that is channel 92, and be part of the conversation as well. Joining us this morning on the Power Breakfast, we do have Mr. Harry Kalaba, Citizens First President, who is in the studio. And of course, we are going to dive into conversations that are affecting you, the people. So much has been going on. We did have the constitutional amendment recently, and of course, we are grappling with so many things in our country. So now I'm going to pose this question to you. The major challenges that we are experiencing in the country has continued to grapple with high cost of living. Do you see the UPND government addressing this issue?
Not at all. The UPND government has been in power, Fortrace, for the last 4 years. And obviously they have not made any attempts in ensuring that the basics are met. They have not done that. And because they haven't done that, it will be difficult for them to beat the high cost of living. One of the major issues that the UPND has failed to deal with has been the issue of the escalating prices of fuel. We, in the Citizens First, have advised the UPND. We have told them the best that you can do right now is to recapitalize Indeni so that Indeni becomes a refinery. Today we are pumping petrol. We are pumping diesel as a finished product all the way into Zambia. That is bad for our economy. What we needed to be doing is to bring in crude oil. Once you bring in crude oil, with Indeni resuscitated and recapitalized, whereby Indeni now has the hydrocarbon cracker installed, it will be easy for us to begin separating all these components from crude oil. The petrol, the diesel, the kerosene, the liquefied petroleum gas, bitumen, and so on and so forth. But if we don't do that, first of all, we are taking Zambians out of employment because we are shipping jobs outside. Those who are giving us fuel directly as a finished product, it is their people there who are getting people to do the separation of those products. So Zambians are losing on this end. Then secondly, our economy will not go further because it's like hand to mouth. But if we've got a reservoir, we've got a place where petrol can be stored, diesel can be stored, as opposed to always using trucks coming in and straight in the filling stations, it's not going to help us. We have to have Indeni restored, hydrocarbon cracker installed. Once that is done, naturally the cost of living will get affected because the price of the commodity will be stabilized. We have not done that, and it's high time we did that.
And of course, your the name of the party itself is Citizens First.
Yes.
You do prioritize saying you have to put citizens first. Now, the country rather is grappling with so much things when it comes to poverty that is being out there, and of course stimulating economic growth. You did touch on economic growth as well, and solutions that you have as Citizen First President. What do you have for the people, especially the young people, the youths? What do they have in store for them?
I'll tell you that you are very right. 61 years after independence, Zambia has not recorded a billionaire. Why? It's because our policies are foreign inclined. This is a country that celebrates foreigners more than it celebrates its own citizens. Why in God's name have we found it correct to give tax incentives to conglomerates running the mining companies in this country, who are mostly foreign? We have failed to give incentives to companies like Power FM, Beats, and so on and so forth, but we have found it prudent to give tax holidays to these mining companies in the name of attracting more investors in the sector, which has not even happened. This is a country that has given up the Lusaka and Ndola dual carriageway, whose money is coming from the Zambian citizens through workers' compensation, NAPSA, and yet we give a foreign company to do the Lusaka and Ndola dual carriageway. Monies are being externalized. We have gone ahead, Fortrace. We have given Kasumba border posts. The revenue collection every day from Kasumba Lesa is being collected on our behalf by a foreign firm. You go to Chanida border in Katete. We have given a foreigner to get revenue on our behalf. You go to Sakanya. We have given a foreigner to collect revenue for us on our behalf. What type of people are we? 61 years after independence, we still do not believe that a Zambian can do a road, a Zambian can collect revenue on our behalf in these border facilities. We have still insisted, the UPND in particular, have insisted on ensuring that foreigners continue getting revenue on our behalf. This is something that is going to come to an end next year when the Citizens First comes into office. You talked about the youth. The youth in this country have been neglected, and you cannot create wealth and opportunities for youths if you do not deal with the aspect of industrialization. What is going to create jobs in this country is what the Citizens First is constantly talking about. We have to industrialize our country. How do we industrialize our country if our country is beset with load shedding never witnessed before in the history of this country? 61 years after independence, we are having load shedding of about 20 hours a day. How can a youth in Ingwerere running a barber shop survive? How can that young lady running a salon in Garden Compound survive? Because they are depending on electricity. What we intend to do ourselves in order to accelerate the issues of industrialization so that we can accommodate the youths who are coming out of CBU, who are coming out of University of Zambia, Lusaka University, what we intend to do is that when I become president, we intend to stop exporting power immediately to neighboring countries. Because right now, as we speak, we don't have power because we are exporting 50 megawatts of power to Malawi every day between 8 hours and 20 hours. We are giving the Malawans 50 megawatts of power. Between 8 hours and 20 hours, we are giving the Namibians 70 megawatts of power. And thank God for the Namibians, they even came here to thank us for the power that we are giving them every day. We are giving the South Africans, through the SADC Power Pool Agreement, we are giving them 100 megawatts of power at peak time from 06 to 18 hours. We are also giving the DRC Congo. We even renewed the contract with the DRC Congo just a month ago for supplying of 120 megawatts of power to the DRC Congo. Now, this is power we are giving out to our neighbors during the peak time when our own country is grappling with energy. This is going to be stopped immediately we come into government. But that is only short term. How do we accommodate the youth? Fortrace, when I was Foreign Affairs Minister, I had gone to Moscow to sign an agreement between the Zambian government and the Russian Federation to begin building a nuclear plant. Along the airport road, there's a nuclear plant which was being built, but the UPND has abandoned it. That nuclear plant was going to take the country out of dependency of Kariba. This talk of Kariba every year, it's now a perennial thing, that there is the low water levels at the Kariba. We signed that agreement because the nuclear plant has the capacity of generating 20,000 megawatts of power a day. That nuclear facility. So we agreed with the Russian Federation that we are going to do an exchange program. We are going to have our students leaving the University of Zambia and CBU going to Russia, and they began. Those who are good at sciences, they were going to Moscow to study nuclear science in a quest for them to come to Zambia to begin running our nuclear plant so that Zambia can stop the dependence on hydro facility and begin generating power itself here locally. 20,000 megawatts of power is no small power.
I just want to cut you off short, and I want to pose this question as well. Since you did say you are planning to make long-lasting solutions when it comes to the load shedding issue that we're having, so how can the solution you have become practical in the sense that we are going to transition, of course, to what we have been using for power supply in Zambia to something that is lasting in the long run, that's going to maybe go for 10 years and we won't have to export power to other countries?
This is what I was explaining to you, because the nuclear facility that we'll put up is 20,000 megawatts of power. On a daily basis, Zambia at peak value, without any interruptions of power supply, we only use 2,400 megawatts of power. So if we are producing 20,000 megawatts, it means that you have an extra 17,600 megawatts for use in the industrialization agenda, which agenda is going to absorb the youth in employment. Because how can Zambia be growing soya beans and yet we are importing soya chunks? How can Zambia be growing tobacco and yet the cigarettes people are smoking is coming from Malawi? Zambia is growing sunflower and yet the cooking oil is coming from Tanzania. This country is blessed. This country has an upper hand over many other countries. We are surrounded by 8 countries. Learning social studies in my early days at school, we used to be taught that Zambia was a landlocked country. But now, we are saying Zambia is a land-linked country. We are very land-linked because we can take advantage of the 8 countries surrounding us to begin supplying them with electricity. We can take advantage of the countries surrounding us to begin feeding them. But because we have a leadership that is not focused, we have a leadership in this country that doesn't interrogate these matters. They look at the youths, Shekinah, they look at the youths not as tools to be used in the economic advancement of our country, but they look at the youths as tools to be used to take them into office. That is why now you've got a youthful man sitting before you here, understanding exactly the challenges that Shekinah and Fortrace and others are going through every day. We need to move this country from the ordinary way of thinking to another higher level. Here is a leadership that tells you they are fighting for youths through the constitutional amendment process, which they're trying to do. And yet an opportunity comes. The Minister of Local Government is dropped. They appoint another minister. Who do they appoint? A youth? They didn't appoint a youth, Fortrace. Stop agreeing. They went and got the Ancient of Days to say you are going to be the one who's going to be Minister of a local government. Now, things don't work like that. Begin demonstrating that you love the youths by accommodating them. Zambia has 116 districts. Out of the 116 districts, there are 116 district commissioners that have been appointed. None of these district commissioners in the 116 districts are youths. All of them. Then where are we going? So the youths have never been a priority for this regime. But that's why we are saying they're getting it wrong. You cannot run a country like Zambia in the 21st century without the inclusion of the young ones. They are the ones who are tech savvy. They are the ones who are interacting more now because the world has become a global village. So naturally you need them in the economic emancipation of your own country. But that has not happened. We intend to work very closely with our young people, like we have demonstrated already in opposition. When you come to our central committee, we've got a number of youths in there.
Okay, just to cut you short, we're going to go on a bit of a break. And when we do come back, we also want to hear from you. If you're listening, you're tuning in from either on Dstv or rather online. If you're listening to us on Radio Box or even on your radio set, do call us up, send us your messages. That's on 0955 997 997. This is Voice of the People. This is where your voice is heard. If there are any questions, any matters that you'd like Mr. Harry Kalaba to touch on, then you can definitely send those messages to us as well, even on 0979 192 485.
To the People, Monday to Friday from 8:45 to 8:30 a.m. Great morning conversations start here.
Take you back a little bit. You did touch on the energy sector, and at one point I would say the UPND said that the country's economy would collapse if they stopped exporting power. What are your thoughts on that particular sentiment or statement?
That's not even true. How will the economy collapse? How will the economy collapse if they stop exporting power? They should tell us, because you just can't say the economy will collapse if they stop exporting power. You cannot give what you don't have.
Okay.
You can't give what you don't have, because there is no way Zambians are suffering in the dark, and then you allow yourselves to be exporting power. That is wrong. That is economic sabotage. And we intend to look at this matter when we come to government. How a government can allow power to be exported when its people are in near darkness. Businesses have collapsed, Shekinah. Families are suffering as a result of the reckless decision that government has taken. Why are you giving our neighbors power during the productive times, and then power comes to you at 21 hours up to 05, and then again 06? Those who know how production works, other countries, they say, give us, you people, you should wait until it is dark, and our government is fine with it. What they have done is what has made the country to break down. The reckless decision they have taken of exporting power when Zambia doesn't have power is what has broken this country. Otherwise, what is there to say Zambia is thriving? Are we thriving right now? We are already wounded. We're already a broken nation without electricity. That is why the cost of living has just gone up, because people cannot do business. Those who are doing welding will not do it because they're relying on power. But when we speak like this, they say Kalaba likes politicking. Is this politicking? When we speak like this, others begin saying, no, Harry Kalaba just doesn't like this government. It's not a question of liking them. They came into power with a view of changing the things properly in this country. But now things have moved to the worst. The youths are languishing. No industry is being created in this country. No jobs are being created. Even when they talk about recruitment in the army, recruitment in the police, recruitment wherever, they are choosing who to go there. You have to be affiliated to them for you to have a chance. Or somebody has to pay a high price for them to get into those facilities. But all these things will come to an end because Zambia is for all of us.
And you did touch on the different industries, I would say. So what would you say is your party's plans to unlock the huge potential in areas such as fishing, for example, maybe rice or even cashew nuts production in the Western Province?
Yes, Shekinah, we used to grow a lot of cashew nuts in Western Province. We have stopped. Right now, if Zambia invested in that sector, the kind of foreign exchange we'd be getting in this country would be phenomenal. Right now, we are only depending on copper, a diminishing resource, to get our foreign exchange, which copper is also only contributing about 12% in terms of GDP to our economic growth. So it's not even much. We need to invest in areas of cashew nut, but to do that, you need to encourage the farmers. You need to give them deliberate incentives. Without incentives, they're not going to that sector. We used to produce mango juice in Mongo because the mangoes in Western Province are about the sweetest. We stopped making our own juice. Today we are importing juices from Ukraine, from China, from Russia, and God knows where. All these things, we have to relook at them. Because the moment we don't do value addition is the key. It is the password to the challenges that we are going through. We can't be producing copper and yet we are importing bullets from Russia. We used to have Mpepetwe. But Mpepetwe is no longer functioning in Serenge. We intend to revitalize that. Once that is revitalized, it means job and wealth creation is being enhanced. We have got Mukula tree Shekinah in this country. Mukula tree in Kasempa, Mukula tree in Western Province. This Mukula tree, we are exporting it to China in its raw form. Our intention as citizens first, because we front load citizens at whatever agenda we are doing, we want value addition done by Zambian citizens here. Because from Mukula, that's why you get the bats for guns. From Mukula, that's why you get this medicinal thing for antiretroviral drugs. From Mukula, that's why you get the wood you put on the bends. So there are a lot of things that we can do. So what we are asking our colleagues is that let them bring technology transfer to Zambia. We don't want to be taking our mineral resources or raw materials for them to go and value add and create jobs out there. Our youths want jobs here. If the youths in Kasempa, we began value adding, especially that we are going to have the nuclear plant running, so it means we'll have enough power to power those industries, our youths will have jobs. So even in agriculture, we should begin value adding. We should just stop exporting maize to the DRC Congo. We should also begin exporting feed for their pigs, for their chickens. In that way, when we are exporting, we'll have had maximum value for the things that we will have grown. But now, it is not there. That's what the problem is. Everybody is doing things in an ordinary way. And the youths know it, that this government has failed. The youths know, and they are itching to teach them a lesson and bring in a proactive leader like myself so that things can begin moving once and for all.
You can be part of the conversation. The number is 0979192485. That is 0979192485 or 0955997997. You can come through with your phone calls. The phone lines are open as well for you to pose questions to Mr. Harry Kalaba, who is in the studio with us for the Power Breakfast. Now, we're going to touch on the issue of illegal miners regarding their livelihoods. What measures should be taken to address their grievances, as we did see riot erupt in Chiwempala Market, that's in Chingola?
Why should we have illegal miners in Zambia? Because Zambia has got a lot of mines all over the place. But the problem with our country, it is refusing to use citizens in proper mining structures. That's what the problem is. Why are we giving our people, 61 years after independence, we're still giving Zambians Shekinah? We are still giving them with my dump sites. Black Mountain, Ate Empowerment. Mwabula gold, you get the gold. Mwabula gold, mwapela ma foreigners. Eba leimba kula kalumbila, kulumwana. You know, there's a lot of unfairness in the way this thing is being done. 61 years after independence, we discover gold. Kula ukasensedi. You take Wazede Nesati Salen, you close this place. We are looking for an investor. And yet we hear planes are going to get the gold and they are going out of the country. How can Zambia grow like this? So we need to empower those youths who were rioting yesterday. Let's absorb them. Let's absorb them in the mining sector. Let them start working in these mines. the jobs we are giving, some of the foreigners were giving jobs to work in the mines. Those same people who are struggling in Zambia can be working in the mines.
Sorry to cut you short. We do have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
Hello.
We can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're fine, thank you. How are you doing yourself?
I'm good too.
Okay,
Madam President, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. This is Greatness calling you within Lusaka, John Lane.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm commenting on the issue of the illegal mining. Mr. President, when you are in PF,
Yes, we can hear you.
We
what were you doing to stop those illegal miners there where there are some illegal mining activities being conducted? Despite the cadres who were mining there, who were taking charge of the mining, there were no any other Zambian individual who were benefiting when you are in PF. Those who were benefiting there at the mine, there were cadres there. And we know a lot of information what was being conducted there at the mine. That's why some other mines were being closed. Just being closed like that, but there were cadres who were doing the mining. But as Zambian we are being told that the mines are being closed. So these are the same people now who are conducting some loyalties there at the mine. That's because now they are stuck. Coming to the Zambian investor. Quite alright, it's good to have our own investors here in our country. Now the problem we have here in Zambia, we are just good in talking. Good in talking like that. We don't have any other equipment whereby we can use to mine our own resources. That's why you are seeing the government is bringing now investors, those who are well equipped with the machine. For example, there is a shaft 24 which was being introduced in the UPND government.
Shaft 28.
Shaft 28, yes. Point of correction. So now, the way you are speaking, Mr. President, you are sounding as if you are not in government yet. Well, you are still in government, but you didn't put all those measures whilst you are in PF government. So now, me, what I'm advising you, to my own understanding, to my own thinking capacity, you were supposed to just give the checks and balances to the European government, not condemning what is even good. You were just supposed to give checks and balances, not forming your own party, because you failed before. Nothing you can achieve, even you stand as a president as for now. As of me, thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming through. 0955-997-997 or 0979-192-485. That is 0979-192-485. Whatever language you are comfortable in, Mr. Harry Kalaba has joined us for the breakfast show. So whether Mdeo Wonfia Chibemba, Ichisungu, I'm sure we'll be able to understand each other.
Definitely, you can call us up. That's once again on 0955-997-997 or on 0979-192-485. You can send us your messages and call us up right now. We want to hear from you. But in the meantime, as we wait for the next caller, if Mr. Kalaba, you can answer our caller's question.
What was her name again?
I
Is
believe
it Grace or something?
it sounded like Grace.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for calling our first caller. I think she was saying that I was in the PF and...
Wait, sorry to hold you one more time. We've got another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Okay, they've hung up. May you please ensure that you turn off the volume on your radio set. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
We are fine, thank you. Who are we speaking to this morning?
This is Helen from Chazanga.
She-man.
Helen.
Helen from Chazanga.
Yes.
Okay, Helen, you can go ahead. What is your question?
Ineveni ngasimbe kuchula kala mlibwanji.
Nilibuno mulibanja mai.
Kuna mjini tikuti kasanya haiki. Mwona. Asina kule. Kanza mchona. Ukaziwa faiji kwenda kumatangi kuja. Kwenda makusia kumazi mare. Kisiri la pala inchi. Ndena nguna mazi pala.
Helen, timwasera kufe panolo. The phone is breaking. The line is breaking. Timwasera kufe panono.
Okay. Nanga hapa?
Hapa tulemi umfa. You can go ahead.
Tuvuti kamwandi nso hapa. Na manzi tilibe peote tika tilibe manzi. Malaiti ya 23 hours kuno kwa Chazanga. Yainda 04. So hapa mwandi ntipemba kuti mwite konzeru mungari pamozi na ma-opposition yonse. Kifla tichose kwa government ya itimbesa kuipa mwandi.
Okay. All right. Okay, Zikomo wa Helen. You can be part of the conversation. I think we can get one more call so that he answers the questions from the callers. The number is 0955-997-997 or 0979-192-485.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
Well, fine, thank you.
What is your question?
President Harry Kalaba. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, thank you. The voice of man and woman. I'm calling you all the way from Selenge. That's where I'm watching you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Kalaba, I'm telling you that don't listen from these governments which is ruling us. I'm ready to take her. We now hope even though they come on the radio, on the ground, Kalaba. They are not there. People, they have changed the hell mind. Abantu n'abachinga inokubyera ekishinga uno kuselenje okonjikala ama light yeza na 2410 nokuya na 02 elo wala bombo wawe oti 0 yoti yeshitani nani wala bombo wa saluni yeshitani nani te ububuteko na butuchusha na buletesana iyo papa harvest balelanda iyo balanda kidisi ukala papa harvest nende bofama ba president ali Kalaba ukabasitisha mataba ayo mufundo twalesta watula ni nani ukabasitisha shameless government iyo twamona abama iligo maize mulelanda Kalaba okulanda ekintu kishinga ababa government bawa kitire promise abana okweba kitu kamipera mukala ibombira lero bafika okufikirisha abana bayimya malayoti lero babo kubakondema Kalaba kiteni campaign kabieni background we are campaigning to destroy this government which has brought anger mchalo ebaretere no kwebajabana no babazambirire nsere konse abana bali na bobalera bena bali popira ula abashangwa tama voters card abashangwa tama rage imwe chiteni organizers wa opposition what we want for now is to remove this government which has brought shame and anger iuteko waka inde ichilema ababa shufa kubantu abafaya bene pe bale fire pe bachi listen he told us himself what ma ministers babo barakuloba mukushipula
okay
no banga bamukushipula ma ministers just because things which ibaba twana mulya mu parliament fira ba boring ngabya ba boring bakala bambo kushipula nshirikire kona mano
okay
so in them never not don't listen to those are calling on networks and condemning what you are articulating issues very well and continue speaking for the Zambian people. Come 2026. UPND
and mami.
Lama cabinet they are living to live for me and for my voters. I thank you, Akala.
Twatotela sana. Thank you very much. Twatasha. Na imo you can come through 0955 997 997 0979 192-485. That is 0979-192-485. That is for your phone calls and your text. So I think tomorrow ask kwama questions ayo bachiraipsha.
Mshakono kukola pakutia we allow more callers to come in. Ichinga cha kutila va Helen na bana ngoma eba mwina machoshe turepitamo. Nomba ababa mabachwalilapo. Efili abalanda not walepo ko buntungwa. And I'm using Bemba because we're using Bemba, so it's fine, right?
It's okay.
Otwalepo ko buntungwa. Kwali abantu Fortrace na Shekinah. Abale kana Zambia ipoko buntungwa ngaba mabachwada papa Grace badia. Abalera ndokutila awe Welenski alifie bwino. ababasungu banshi fyakulandanda bakaunda na bakapwepwe na bagrezulu ngaba welenskinisho wenskalaila eko badi ilya type tayakapwe ilya misango yako wela tayakapwe so twabomfuile balya bantu balya na balya bana bekuta kwena ukulanda feshinge kyatemwalesa load shedding tulepitamo ububunga budulire efi fertilizer shupire kuma farmers umuntu kuti alumbula UPND nishimwaishiba atipansa kanifirafi nebengi babapo na totela.
All right, this is Voice of the People. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing? Who are we speaking to?
This is Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, go ahead with your question.
President Mlishani.
By Emmanuel Mlishani.
Esale tsunga kwenu.
Nyile isafie.
Emkwai. Icho na tumina. Defo kuipusha ama plani mkwete. Bani mopani. Na KCM. Ama maingi ya mjande yonse muno. Aba bomba mazanda. Ifefe tulande fyama investors. Filamba pusha sana from the inception aba bomba mazanda. Aba bomba yonse msitu mazanda. Ama investors abe samkuomba mamuzanda wakongola kemjesho tinga kongola na ifu. Kumba echo tuperera abantu banyu kubonfya yesu nokusenda ichuma chesu nchinshi ekuchwashariya mpesa ndefu amunga fuishe ubantu ukumona kwandine ndebolo kuchilache tulechula nishina tuikala pachuma mutibe mbabalanga ati umusoli ulishe ishiru ili umfuako fyechi umusoli ulya ishiru libiye ishirungalire lisho umusoli kuingomba vyachini umusoli ishirulile umutundulike donfa ishirulile lisho umusoli iyo echo napiliwa cha kutirati nisha abantu tuikatira pamenzo basendo mukula wesu twebene na tuikala tulechula tatwete amalaiti tatwete fyakulya ndefu amunga fulisha kwa president.
Okay, bye Emmanuel, tuatasha sana. All right. Do come through. The phone lines are open before Tamulavaska. I think Bambik Tuasaye askama basa ipushama question nabo mtema kwabo. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Who are we speaking to?
Yes, I'm calling from Matero.
Okay. What's your name?
Yes. Good morning, my president, Dr. Harry Kalaba.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
from
sir.
Matero.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Really, we're very, very happy, President Harry Kalaba. Continue. We are with you. We are with you. As women, Matero youth, we are with you. Then na tuchula lakini Matero Kalaba. You know, in my community, as you know, I'm aspiring counselor here in Matero. Na tuchula bantu alete kamo bantu bambitabanijana ukulia. Na tuchula. Amalaita na yashupa shomle na kumeranda. Please Kalaba. Senu twafe mu Zambia muno. Na tuchula. Abantu bonke ukyore mu popular abantu n'abachula abantu more especially like more agriculture sector. If like asana in fact kuchinja ku, you know, we don't have just to depend on the rains. No, like you said, President, we need other systems like the better system agriculture system that will help us so that we can help to. Zambia is a rich country, you know. It's a rich country, not only with rain, it's a rich country with natural resources. So we should use those natural resources, as I've said. Like me, I'm from Chama. Chama tries to grow rice, ingi, Chama. There, President, as you come, we need really Chama to be transformed also. Even in Western Province, there, so that we need to be transformed so that rice should be exported. That's what we need.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. I think we can squeeze in one more call before he goes back to answering the questions. The number is 0979 192 485. Hello, good morning.
Mauka Wanji.
Tauka bwino mauka Wanji.
Tauka, ba President Kalaba mauka ba.
Inauka Mwandini mweboza niyo ipa.
Njala isera makanjera pa garden njala government yatuletera mavuto wa President Kalaba.
Njala
Njala mukumbo ni muno njala wa President Kalaba nangunga waigo wamene ulotapuluka wao suoneka. Uribe unga uri muno wama 370 kwa Kalaba. Manje garden boy wamene afora 1 pin 800 ya survivor kwa Kalaba. Lord Shedding sio kamba ba President Kalaba mwamene mukambira mukamba buno mani hii government 2026 ni kuiko sapo wa President Kalaba bantu ile government yaleta mavuto yamere yametikari kuona kwa President Kalaba kwa bati kukata kungaza kwa muyangara na mkamu amaja hapo kuti kaya kapirati zaji ya leroka kizakara Wanji kaya government yanekimbira kulira kwa bantu malaiki bagurisa tebene wa malaiki tivutika wapa bishop wauka ulinkrezi chabe malaiki yakazibwera 0104 yaenda kichalo chakuti chomoza saba ivabwani nini wafanele ndo kapela ndo kapa kuteza na maplani ya Dubai leo bakazi wa kuyasendeka maplani ya Dubai yapo kama tia ni ground au na President Kalaba kutikambira kwa Zambia ni njala izapa wandu kupendo 66 kwa sapo chatu wa President Kalaba wasa kurea kumbuyo ikirizani kutikambira yako Zambia ni zikomo.
Alright.
President.
Zikomo kwa mbili. I think tuwalamba na ba Emmanuel.
Before we actually also go to the other what the other callers have spoken, we have received some messages saying that that you told us that Edgar Lungu was tainted, but that today you are in bed with the person you vilified. And so the question is that a means to an end, or Lord, did you mean or didn't you mean what you told us about Edgar Lungu in the past?
All right. Yes. So let's start from Mr. Emmanuel. I think we would want to he touched on.
I'll be very brief. A Fortrace part by Emmanuel. By Emmanuel, what will we do on Mopani and KCM?
Yes.
First of all, what we'll do on Mopani and KCM is to ensure that we get correct investors in those mines. And investors take mafia outside Zambia. Before we have said the shares of Mopani, the shares in Nan can even be floated on the Lusaka Stock Exchange. Zambians need to begin buying shares. Muliba Mopani. Zambians must begin buying shares. Muliba KCM. Because once that happens, Zambia will begin owning its own mines as opposed to what we are doing. It's not only foreign investors that can come here. Zambia has got prominent sons. We have got prominent businessmen and women who can run these mines. But because we always prefer outsiders at the expense of Zambians, James Ndambo. But James Ndambo, if you brought him to say, can you help us with Mopani and or KCM to see how we can go about it, he's going to put up a consortium of friends and they'll run those mines for us. But the two are in this country because we are jealous of each other. When we come, we are citizens first. We'll have to give priority to Zambian citizens to look at how they can run those mines better than what we are doing currently. Because what they have done, Abanesu, who didn't even bid for Mopani. By UPND. At when they come in government, Idia KCM, they are going to give us another investor, not by vendetta. By vendetta or Babuesha. No, but so by Mano, don't worry. We are going to ensure that Imowe and Mama Zambians, but Tilaka Kambush. We have to front load you kudia. Ama Nigerians, they don't behave the way we behave here. Ama Tanzanians, they don't behave the way we behave here. Even if ever Kenya, they don't behave the way Zambians behave. If we to alitemwa mwamwana kufeka God paka sensedi atketeni ma foreigners. Mwamwana kufeba nani atketeni ma foreigners. That behavior is going in the next 12 months when we take over government. Ba aspiring councillor besu kumatero na mfa mafia mule pitamu abantu bambita balida chishinka abantu bale chula mu matero panto ile lo matero umuntu ungasha 25 kg bag kwakutina ba Fortrace ule shito mufuko wabunga kwakutina abi apangana mise kabika pone nkoko bakabwala bala mwingiro obushiku nomba chalo cha msango shanicho inkoko fyeno umunani fye bakabona bathe kwathi indalama it means ichaona chonaika pantu indalama shiri mu minwe yabamwinsa indalama shiri mu minwe yabantu abafumine kunse yachalo shiri mu minwe yamasenesene shiri mu minwe yabantu baleft mamucho yalo fimbi not for Zambians nama businesses akwethe indalama ngama compound yomu bantu baleft makufyalo fimbi for Zambians tatukwethe indalama mulando wa government yesu ipela advantage kubantu baleft makonse ngatwaisa muyipekenye mu Zambians you have to be empowered elo nabalanda okuthila abashituma foot palace ba garden tatwaleke okumilandila ko ifwe as you say continue talking for us tatwaleke okumilandila ko pantu mulechula elo ngatwakwata omwenso ile ba Fortrace ngatamushibe kuli abantu abali mu kifungo abashifuyire okuba mu kifungo pantu abalingire okubalandira kwati uyu mwaika tawaka ere bakere tondolo nombanga twekala tondolo ifwe Zambians balechula na ifwe tule tota ukusupport abale ikuta awe ine I'm not going to be part of that group ine I will stand up to talk for the Zambian people ifwe ngaba citizens first twalandira kwa Zambians pantu ebalechula tulefa yo bakala vote next year bakavotera intungulushi ngabalandira ko not intungulushi ilanda fena nabasungu intungulushi ilanda fena ma foreigners intungulushi pera fi ama incentives kuma foreigners chakana bachituma question machipsha mabashakaina bakala maisa resign maibati balungu tababa bwino mubelenge nkalata yandi ona shi resign nala ndirefe okutiyela nshira agree with the way you are running government el pamulando wa icho chawama na afuma mmobe ne mkonka nyepo fana ndireine the letter is there for everybody to read and I am not abandoning that letter. I'm not abandoning what I wrote that time. Fast forward, Balungu is no longer president of Zambia. Balungu is in opposition like ourselves. What is wrong with understanding ukutila umuntu alasambirila? Balungu has learnt his lessons when he was president and the mistakes he made. In Alaba president, kumaka yakwalesa. I need to learn also to hear from him. Ekuba magnanimous. Tekoba tiyo bana resign from his government. Tetindande na ngwetu wapatana. Epo feno mulumino umukashi. Aba upana bale kana. Ngabadi kwetu mwana between them. Olo mwana afwa. Kola mwoko batiyo kuchironsha yeko pantu mkashwa na atangu wako. Tuwaidekana. Awe mwala ya mshike. Mwala mloshe chapamu. Na papene. Mumushinkala munga ya mingirila. Nangu mwalipu sana. Mbali tamfieni inkalamu. Ngama tamfieni nkalamu. Elo mwebene mumwonefe mwata resolve my differences yenu. Balungu na ine there was nothing personal. There is nothing personal. Just like me na wakainde ichirema. There is nothing personal. Na patafie misango ya kuchusha Zambians. Ukutemua ba mwinsa. Kuchira Zambians ya wavotele. Echi nkalipa.
Okay. I think we also have to check out some text messages that we are getting.
Yes, we do have. So one of them is good morning. So it says, Kalaba, stop lying about Western Province. And it goes on to say once again about Western Province when you were once a minister in PF, and why didn't you revamp those cashew nuts industry during your tenure at PF? If you mean well for the youths, step aside and let a youth lead your party as you coach him or her. Because even you are among the ancestors category too. This one is from Mulenga Nyambe from Kaoma. And then there is another message. It says, good morning, panel. Mr. Kalaba was among the retrenched people in 1992. Others got paid, while others we have not. Last week, your HH said everyone was paid, or rather has been paid, under him. What is your advice? I was under the linked co cotton, and this is Julius Perry. He's also going on further to ask, will we get the money under your presidency? And we do have also another message once again, and it says, you are smart, President Mr. Kalaba. You are going very far. Now I want you to go to Western Province and do more, sir. They are behind. I need your line, sir, by the end of this program. This is Pomulo from Garden House. So those are some of the messages that we do have. And also we do have another message that's come in now. It says the problem is that you see, give me a moment, the problem is that you see the bill of Uwunga is on its fair price, or rather fair price, I believe, if you buy for 240 the ones from ZNS, but the thing is that the same thing is from the locals. They do a collaption and sell the Uwunga per 300 kwacha. Electricity, there are no updates, but we have billions of rains dropping. As a youth, I think farming can be the only solution for a Zambian to Zambia. Don't take it serious. Zambia can be the next Congo. This is Daliso Zulu from Chawama.
All right, I think before he answers those questions, we can accommodate 2 more calls for whoever wants to ask him questions, so that all right, so whatever language you're comfortable in, whether it's Nyanja, Bemba, you can come through. All right.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Good morning. Who are we speaking to? Hello? Manda.
Esther Mwamba.
Wa Esther Timvela at Wanji.
Unfortunately, she has hung up. Maybe might be network problems.
I think Badanda will apply something. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. And how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Who are we speaking to this morning?
This is Matthew speaking within Osaka.
All right, go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, son. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. I just want to say 2 things. One, I don't agree with the caller.
Hello? Oh no, we have lost him.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, good morning. We've also lost that person. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I think you can tackle the questions 2 at a time.
Okay, but Esther is yajuwika phone yao. It's true, njala hive mziko ya ngena. Njala minti kalibu wana hapo manja yati peza. Muna mziko chifukwa economy yatu ili bad. Amene mbela kwa chabe motion. Amene ama foreigners. Amene ba government wapasa ma tax holidays. Amene wapasa ma incentives. Amene wapasa ma loan yo cheaper. But ise ma Zambians. Amene tina vota. Tilo mavuto yoi pamaningi. Manja osa dandaola chifuka titipo ise. Zambo mikambira nikoni. Lelo tiwa na ma problems amene yalipo chifuka abantu awa. Wasogoleli watu. Ni ma businessmen. Beiva nabolo panga ndrama. So nabwele kutandiza bantu yai. Na uchifuka nabolo panga ndrama. Sembe bakaunda wanzokonda ndrama. Mwanga i leadership amene tili nayo. Sembe na ma university amene tili na sembe tilibe pano. Sembe na ma roads amene tili na sembe kulibe. But bakaunda wanzokonda bantu. Bakaunda wanaziba ati ziko ni abantu. Manje awa mentina ma leaders beve ziko ni beve na banja yao. But vonse hivi taviona tavichinja next year. When you was somebody from Kaoma was saying I should stop lying about Western Province and that I didn't bring the investments I should have brought when I was serving in the PF some 8 years ago when I resigned as foreign minister. Look, I was not a president. I was only a minister in charge of foreign affairs. Now I'm asking you, sir, to trust me. I am asking you, sir, to give me the benefit of doubt and allow me to become head of state. Then you will judge me if that doesn't come. Because in Zambia, the system is designed in such a way that the president has the final say. When you are a minister, even here where we are, Shekinah, and you yourself, Fortrace, you people are not the final, you are not the directors in this company. You might want to make some adjustments to this program, but if the manager says, no, we don't want that, are you going to do something beyond the manager? You can only do what you can do. Give me the presidency, sir, and then you will see. Then he says, no, stop saying, if you are saying that you are the youths. Me, I'm very youthful. Me, I'm only 48 years old. How can I be ancient of days? Me, I'm only 48 years old. I have been a minister. I have been a member of parliament. I've been a civil servant. I want now to get that experience so that when I am becoming president, I'll be a president with the necessary experience to help the people of Zambia. And not my leaders, they are signing what they should not be signing. We have met them enough when we were ministers of foreign affairs. We will stand up and say, this is not right. Zambians must be given a benefit of doubt. Zambians must be given an opportunity, just like the British. They pulled out of the European Union. You remember? They pulled out of the European Union, the British, because they did not want to be part of that thing, because they wanted to support their own people in the UK. Now, if we're in Zambia, it's high time we began giving an opportunity to our own Zambian people, which our leaders are failing. They are only giving an opportunity. All these things will change. Then you have this man who was working for Lintco. But President all the retrenched people are paid. Fear. Number, if the president said once somebody paid, you are right paid. But President, sit down and read the files. That's why it's important to look at these things sector by sector. Who is in charge of those that were retrenched? Who is in charge of those that have not been paid in the Ramashabo? When we come, a special department specifically to look at Abantu, he worked for Lintco. We need to organize a department specifically to deal with this matter and declare these people once and for all. Pantu indala mopo shava. Ichi shava po. Vutungurushi.
Now, Mr. Kalaba, with the callers that came through, some of them were saying, so, I want to pose this question to you. In your recent rally, mwariko kwarinda, okomwarerando kwebati, ama prices are cooking oil, ama prices are milime, especially ubunga. Ukwebati, you will find a way of how you are going to reduce that. Can you maybe tell us how you're going to achieve that? To maybe trickle it down, let's say maybe 150 kwacha, because that might be somebody umutukta staff would 150 kwacha. Would that be possible?
Inshallah ndio mutengo fe ukalashwapo. Pantu nishitatampo kubepanga aba. Inenda pepa. Nalefo kubompatizine. So inenda pepa. Inendela anda ifikalengo kutira ma prices yakabe bwino. Nipa production level. Ama tools ya production nga mwachita manage. Umufundo. Inyanje imbuto. Afya farmers balebo mfya pa kubyala amataba. Mwafishita manage filia. Nishi umutengo wabu ngo winefye ukabwela panshi. Ichikabwesho umutengo wabunga ku making sure kutila mwapela bashibulimi. You give farmers ama incentives. What incentives? Shibulimi na kwata 1 hectare, for instance. Ngana mumpela 1 hectare mumpela na tractor. Here is a tractor for you. Tuwa kongwesha as government. Ukaripila in the next 5 years. Yala kwa fokulima. Elo kabidi. Tuambo kupango umufundo. Fwewene. Tuambo kuipangiro umufundo. Because wakaunda akale. Wale pango umufundo kukafiwe. Akunati jini chemicals of Zambia kukafiwe. Mufundo tawalefu makurasha ngefi. Ulefu makurasha ilelo. Why should we 61 years after independence turefo kubwesho mtengo wabunga but umufundo ole fuma ku Ukraine tumwabosha shani umufundo tufeto amuno kutila pamukuishi balaki masana amataba pachongwe they're doing a lot of farming there pa Serenje. What we need to do kutampa ila area mwaipanga as a pilot project ukutila ngatupange fertilizer plant muno mwine Serenje nangu mumukushi tumone efe tungabosho mutengo wa munga panshi. Once matambo kuipangira fertilizer mwebene muno Zambia it means shendra mwale bomfya uku orderinga automatically you are affecting the price ya mutengo wa bunga. Mwawamya na feeder roads for your farmers. Mwapela na agriculture extension officers aba kwete improved knowledge on how to improve ama yields yabo ubunga bukabwela. And the government cannot run away from subsidizing production. Because when subsidize production, end result, yakutila, umutengo wabungo winefye, ukayibwelera mukanjita pa radio as president mukanja bati kwenda bakalaba tamulinga baba nenu balipo balaba lebe pa fepo bayimina bufi pa bayimina kumoka wala pa bayimina. You don't do that to your own country.
This is the voice of the people right here on Power FM, and unfortunately time is not on our side. Our producer is telling us to wrap it up, and yet there are so many questions that are still coming through, so many more phone calls that are coming through, and once again this is a chance where we give you the voice, we give you the power to speak up and say what is happening within your area, what is happening within your hood, in your street, in your constituency, in your province. And Fani, as we get to wrap up, Mr. Kalaba, there is one who sent a message through saying that, morning the panelists, I have two questions for the president. Number one is, how could one appoint a youth when we voted in and when we voted in and were given age old MPs? And then the second question is, how is the governing system in Zambia? Because you say what you say today is not what will be the case when we usher you in office. And this is Finley from Chikambwe, and he is from Garden House. Or Finley Chikambwe, rather, of Garden House.
When you talk about youths not being appointed and justifying why Mr. HH has not appointed youths, I think we're getting it wrong. I gave an example earlier on of 116 district commissioners. Do you need to be somebody with beards to be appointed as a district commissioner when you can appoint a youth? Did the president need to appoint those people he appointed and integrated the youths? I was talking about political will. He doesn't have the political will to appoint you or include you young ones in the political dispensation of our country. So don't even say kanumwaya iminina. Now Ngama nominated MPs because he has got 8 nominated members of parliament. Nivange msepela stay appointee. Ba president tabami posa kwa mano mwe msepela mule ipatikisha akofie. Kula bembire nyimbo, kula beba tiyo HH bali will fix it. Mule ona wala fie ili anshita. Ili anshita mule ona wala na valia. Chama atampo kutunganga kufimbi. That's why if we, our citizens first, we are saying na social cash transfer, and this is a first, breaking it on Power FM. Social cash transfer, when we come into government, we are going to modify it. The youths are equally impoverished out there. They are youths who, if you gave that small monies of social cash transfer, they are going to use it and begin some productive ventures. So, who is vulnerable? Even the youths are vulnerable, not only the aged. Why is it that only the aged are the ones who are entitled to social cash transfer? People should be looked at from various dimensions. And we in the Citizens First are going to transform that social cash transfer. It will have to include the youths. The youths have to begin getting also. Those youths that will qualify, we will have to identify them. They have to begin getting. Umuntu ale pusha college. Umuntu ale pusha university. And yet they have got plans. We intend to set up a body as Citizens First. The way they're doing it in Malaysia, the way they're doing it in Singapore. Colleges, so that by the time they are waiting, at least for 3-4 months, they are getting a kalitu something. After that, then and like what is happening now, you finish college, sitting room for a long time. Mpaka ufanye nchito lyonse kuvuka kuma 04 0530 panto alifika kupyanga sitting room alifika kamba kupita mambo kusamba. So those are the problems youths are going through. Shekinah was smiling, but that is what the majority of the young ones have had to endure. I understand these things because I have gone through the same things. We want the youth to be liberated. You can't be only looking after the aged. You give them that same little man social cash transfer. Now I chairman so won't why not just give them as well? So that we find them wisely. They are no industries. The only thing that they have, but if we have got a mentality because it's not far when we were ourselves graduated as youths. Hello, mu Africa. Tetime mbuli omuntu wanaka omuntu nanaka ali kokola mu parliament yo mwabati yo mwemsepela shale niyo wine we madala isakuno nishimwashwa tabadi misula mula ipatikisha kofi. It is time to tell them, you have neglected us, sir. we are also going to neglect you in 2026. When I was in Ilinda, as you asked that question, I was telling people of the challenges Salad Naidul and all these things I've gone through. Fidefin to fika bwela fe pansha bena linda nabe ishiva. Ukutila, the leaders they choose valoma kapanda kamile. They go forever. And they don't want to engage the community. Wala chinjana ma SIM card if you don't know. But they go and bakwe Airtel, bakwe MTN, atimpeni SIM card imbi, ile kwa tama echo. Woofy. They are changing those SIM cards because they don't want to talk to the electorates. No, but what type of leaders are those? When we come as citizens first, all that behavior is going to be condemned. Because by UPND, that's what they have done. They have reduced our country to beggars. People are suffering because they don't care about them. We want Zambians first. We don't want Ifyama foreigners. To anaka few. Foreigners can come in Zambia, we don't mind. But why is it that in China nangwa opo mu Chinese waya? Fwa kwata ichi said mana ngwichi mpwena. Waya opo mu Chinese. Tawa kupele citizenship as a Chinese. Kata wakupele land. But Botswana here, even if you stay in Botswana for 50 years, tawa kupele land. It's only in Zambia. When I was lands minister, na difile seshe. Na Fumapu was lands minister. Today foreigners muno eba leshe mpanga. That is a crime against the Zambians. Zambian takwatana title deed, but foreigner euleshtisha. That is coming to an end when we come into government. We want every Zambian to own land. We want every Zambian. When you are getting your age, you should also be getting your land from Ministry of Lands. Efika chitika. That is how we have taken seriously our assignment. We can't have a country where you have got civil servants, Shekinah. I'm a civil servants. They don't have land. You are only giving government officials, our parliament, our MPs, ema loan free, ama duty free vehicles. To live for a civil servant, ngabomba 10 years, abomba wino, they should be entitled to a duty free vehicle. I'm
sure about Kalaba, if we go on, we're going to be talking for the entire time.
Kaina mundete.
Yeah, I thought that's the
Am I going to give them the number? Do you allow that? Because they asked for my number.
Yes, I think maybe after we're done with the show, we can text them your number. Or are you fine with giving your number live on air right now?
Why not?
Okay.
Because number kupela.
You can go ahead, sir.
So I'm left for Okulanda na ifwe. Kutumapa 0977 77 9133. You are majority agonish. 0977 77 91 33. Or you can call 0977 41 42 74. 0977 41 42 74. That's our Secretary General. Ngamaba tumina abo. Bala member procedure. Mwale for join us citizens first. Mwale for kulanda na Harry Kalaba. Pantu. Na napea namba ya nipan pamulabasa. Amibala mboku ibomfia for other things. So chawa ma imwe. Mulande ne shintu ngulushi. Olo mkese ku secretariat. Nkese mikumanya. Tukalande buino. Ife ya kutamfia. Abantu abatuchusha mchalo. Next year. Kuya bebele.
It is Power Breakfast 91.3. You can catch us live on Dstv, channel 92, and you can also stream us live as well. You can also go through to our social media platform, which is Power FM Zambia. This is the Power Breakfast with the Queens of Breakfast, Shekinah and Fortrace.
Wake up, Zambia.
Good morning. Good morning.
A brand new morning experience is coming your way. Introducing the Power Breakfast, where the Queens of Breakfast serve up the hottest conversations, freshest hits, and everything you need to start your day right. Catch the Queens of Breakfast every weekday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Power FM and Dstv. And no, this isn't an April Fool's joke. It all begins April 1st. Power up your mornings with the Power Breakfast.
Power Breakfast.